Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I just wanted to double check sound. Can everybody just have you muted Egla? Have you muted everyone?
So everyone is muted and video off until the question time, just so there wouldn't be disruption for the presentation. But after the presentation for the Q&A, we will unmute everyone.
Perfect, thank you. Thanks for confirming the sound as well on Demi on the chat there. Just wanted to double check you can hear. So yeah, welcome everybody. I'll give a couple of minutes just for everybody to kind of join. Thank you for being here this afternoon. I'm sure most of us would rather be outside enjoying the kind of limited sunshine we're having in the last couple of days. So yeah, I'm just waiting. We've got 12 on the call so far, so just give it another minute. So this call is muted until the Q&A section, and it's also the webinar, as always, is being recorded just for information for those people that can't join. The information's there. And yeah, I'm going to start, I think. So I'll just introduce myself. So I'm Shanzida Chowdhury, or Shan. I'm the Programme Manager for Multiply across London at the GLA. And I have my colleague with me here, Egla, and also Tam, who some of you may know is also on the call. So the three of us are here today from the GLA team. So yeah, I will make a start. So in terms of this webinar, we'll be really focusing on the reconciliation arrangements. We'll also be looking at the submission of the funding year claims in the autumn, and also looking at potential growth funding as well. And that will be followed by a Q&A at the end. So please, if you've got any questions, do put them in the chat. They will be monitored, but also at the end, you'll have a chance to kind of ask your questions, and there'll be that kind of Q&A element. So Egla, can we move on? So yeah, I think we've got enough people on now to make a start on the kind of slides. So again, this is just a time frame. You will be familiar with these kind of timings. That you know, they're in the agreements we have. They've also been put in bulletins that we also release. But it's just good to kind of useful and helpful to see it in one place. So I won't go through all of them, but you can kind of see for yourselves that the kind of next things we've got coming up are really the submission of kind of the end of the funding year claim end. So that will be on the 14th of September, because we've allowed this period of over delivery between the 1st of April to the end of July. So the academic year will be looking to kind of really look for that submission on 14th of September. And then obviously we're now in year 2 delivery, as you all know. So from the 1st of July through to 30th of September, year 2 delivery for Multiply is underway. And then in October, that will be the submission of the quarter 2 report as well. So just a reminder of some of these key dates coming up, but also these slides will be shared. So no need to like jot notes down if you are doing that. Egla, next slide, please. So in terms of the reconciliation arrangements, so I know we've been having conversations with you one by one, one-on-one, with Egla and Tam kind of leading on that side of things. So what the reconciliation arrangements are. So delivery expenditure data was submitted on the 31st of March for the financial year. So for the first year of Multiply, that was submitted in March. It was actually submitted in April, but up until the 31st of March. And that will form the main basis of reconciliation against spend. And this will, because we've allowed that period of over delivery, this will be offset by that. So it will be offset by that delivery in the academic year. So in a nutshell, of when the data submitted on 14th of September, we will be looking at, you know, what was delivered in year 1 in terms of the financial year and the academic year. And then we will be looking at any readjustments or reconciliation. And further to this, we'll issue a statement and make any recovery in the autumn following that analysis. Next slide, Egla. Over to you as well.
We're going to move on to the submission of the funding year claim. So this is something that probably we've done on a number of occasions, the quarterly reports as well as financial year claim, but we just want to reiterate that you would have all the information available to you. So the the latest template is available on London Multiply website for providers. So below there, an illustration of where it is. It's under supporting documents, and you see at the bottom, London Multiply reporting template. So that's the latest template available on the website. In this, for funding year claim for this reporting period, you will only need to submit the funding year claim. So that means you don't need to fill in the quarterly report. So when you download the spreadsheet, there's quarterly report and financial or funding year claim. So you only need to submit the second tab, the financial or funding year claim, as shown at the bottom here. At the top of the funding year claim tab, there is a basic information. So you will need to select your UK PRN. Once selected, it will automatically populate the provider name. Please do double check if that is correct, and do notify us if there are any changes there or any issues arising. So you will need to submit the date of report. So type in the date that you're reporting. You will need to select type of report. So there's financial year claim and funding year claim. So at this instance, you will need to select funding year claim. And then under reporting period, you will be able to select from 3 options. So funding year 1, 2, and 3. Please do select 1. Then below there is the submission for that data of that year. So that is the same as a quarterly report. You'll have the learner numbers and enrollment numbers as well as course information. You will need to report only against those interventions that you have submitted in your investment plan for year 1 and year 2. So that is in your funding agreement. As well as if you did submit any change requests and they were approved, then we will take that into consideration. We will be double checking when we receive those submissions, and if they are submitted against, so if any data is submitted against interventions that is not in your plans or change requests, we will have to return it to you. So please do be mindful of that and have a look at your investment plans before you submit the report to us. And the last bit of the report is the funding claim declaration. So this declaration is not required for the quarterly submissions. However, you need to sign this declaration for the funding year claims and financial year claims. So it does need to be signed by authorized person. So name, position, and date, and we will be double checking that upon submission, and we'll have to return. So signed form needs to be submitted by 14th of September. The submission needs to happen on GLA Ops. So all of the providers have created the Multiply 23-24 project. So that's the newest project you have created just in the last couple of weeks. If you do need to kind of refresh your memory of how to submit the reports, please do take a look at GLA Ops guidance. That is also available on the website for providers, and there's a link in the slides to that website, so you can have a look and download the guidance. It's step-by-step guidance. It will show you the picture and how to do it. So it's very, very clear guidance. Please do follow if you have any issues, and also please do get in touch with us at multiply@london.gov.uk if you have any questions about the submission. We also are on the final stages of testing of the systems to be ready to issue you validation reports on GLA Ops. So the communications about will come soon. We just wanted to give you a heads up that soon we will be able to issue regular validation reports on GLA Ops.
Brilliant, thank you, Egla. So the kind of final part of this webinar will be around growth funding. So at the moment, we're finalising the growth funding available following the reconciliation process in the autumn. So this is subject to budget and affordability. We're hoping there may be potential growth available, but this will be for providers who've met their full financial performance, and that includes the kind of expenditure that was allocated and also achieved a 70% learner target performance. Just for the background to this, we are working really closely with DFE. We're meeting them again today to try and secure some growth funding. We feel that, Multiply's really picked up pace, doing incredibly well across London, and we would really like to award some growth, but obviously we need to be in the position following the autumn any kind of readjustments made, etc., to be able to afford to kind of give the growth. Multiply the way that the kind of Treasury, HM Treasury and the DFE have aligned this programme is that there's no kind of funding rollover. So it's all about the in-year funding and what's available. So I just wanted to kind of share that background, that it's not as clear cut as some other programmes may be, in terms of the way our commissioner is kind of the way the funding's been rolled out. So we are looking to award growth, but again, it all depends on the budget and the affordability we have following the reconciliation process. Next, Egla. Yep, so over to Q&A. So I don't know, based on those kind of shorter updates, we just really want